Hey church, it's your friendly neighborhood sound guy and Facebook poster here to bring you this week's 3 questions. I know you don't usually see me and see my face and actually talking to people, but it actually happens. Bryce has really been hitting me over the head with his preaching, especially the last 2 weeks, with where my life is, and most of you know somewhat what's been going on with the fact that in January, end of January, I left my job while I was on disability, and I left it, resigned, and then have walked away from 24 years in the social service, human service field because I really felt God leading me, and to keep my sanity, but I felt God leading me in that direction to move forward with my life. And had started a new job. I'm still in that job as far as I know, but now I have some physical issues. So I really feel God telling me continuously to rest, to slow down. And this week's preaching from Bryce was about his tile, which and filling in the gaps of the tile. What's missing. He had said, how do the gaps get filled? He said the word, people, who is speaking into your life, the pressure, what are your current pressure points, and are you in your comfort zone? I think the gaps need to be filled when we're outside our comfort zone. So me being slowed down and not going, is definitely outside my comfort zone. And I've resisted moving forward. So let's get to this week's 3 questions that hit me over the head yesterday while I was taking notes in the first service. Question number 1: where do you still need to grow? Where do you need to grow in your walk? What are you missing? What are you not seeing or getting in your walk yet? So where do you still need to grow? Question 2: how are you listening? What are you doing? How are you listening to God? Are you being still, as Psalm 46:10 tells us? Are you being still and listening and knowing that God is there? I remember, I think it's from Samuel, where as a young child, he wasn't, he's hearing the voice, and he wasn't picking up that it was, wasn't Samuel, but where he's listening as a young prophet, and he's being trained as a prophet, being trained in priesthood, and he's like, not hearing what is the voice, not recognizing that it's God. Are you listening? And so how are you listening? And and out of that, are you recognizing that it's the voice of God? And then the third question is the gaps. Who is filling in your gaps? Are you kicking against the goads? Is God filling in your gaps? Is your walk with the Lord filling in your gaps? Or is the world filling in your gaps? And, as Bryce talked about the grout, if the grout is the world filling in those gaps, that grout's going to disintegrate and fall away, and those tiles that you're building are going to just drop right off. So for me, I know, and I'll, what I'm listening to, and I know what I know God is saying to me, with what I need for the gaps to fill in is God's word and devotionals. But I know I need to step back, and I need to not have this hardened heart of unforgiveness towards my last job. I have to move past it. It wasn't just them. It was years of just dealing with a lot of stuff, and so I feel like I need to get past any sort of resentment I have towards them. I have to forgive and move on, and I have to get past that to make my next step. So what do you need to do to make that next step? To fill in those gaps. So, I'm interested to hear, I will be posting some Psalms this week, maybe some other things on BRAC group and Facebook, and, enjoying the tiles. I guess we didn't get to throw at Bryce, which would have been kind of fun, but no, we're not allowed to do those things. But I will be here this week, kind of learning from you guys, is to hear what you have to say. I'd love to see what you guys would post your answers or send them to me. But I would love the interaction and to see where we can go with this. All right, church, have a great week.